Today we'll be discussing on a very important topic, whether the Vedas are myth or mythology or it's a reality. The dictionary defines myth as a false idea, fictitious person or a thing. Therefore, mythology is a collection of myths, a study of an exaggerated set of stories or false beliefs. The Vedas describe absolute truth, and yet they have been popularized as mythological for the following reasons. I say that Harry Potter is not reality, and in Kali Yuga, such books are becoming famous. And the reality of the Vedas is considered mythology. Wow, what an amazing age we stay in. So let us see what are the two reasons because of which Vedas were called mythological. First reason was to dishonor the Vedas for a political purpose. The term mythology was first introduced by a pioneering Indologist, Max Muller, to describe the Vedas as a collection of made-up stories. Missionaries under British India wanted to discredit the Vedas to suit their own religious and political interest to divide and rule India. And thanks to the constant indoctrination over the past 2 centuries, many believed that Vedas are fables and fairy tales by the Aborigines or the tribal kind of people. Now, were the writer and the people during the Vedic times Aborigines? Let us see that. What kind of Aborigines were they who wrote a language so perfect in grammar, composition, poetry, and meter that a scholar needs 12 years to master only the grammar? Isn't it amazing? What kind of Aborigines were they who thousands of years ago formulated divisions of time, beginning with 1/10,000 of a second up to the complete duration of the universal time? Who can today perfectly describe the thinking process of the child in the womb as the Vedic so-called Aborigines did thousands of years ago? Even today, in the embryology textbooks of my medical science, the embryology which is discussed is not as advanced as what is mentioned in the Vedas. How could these uncivilized Aborigines categorize and enumerate in the Vedas all the different species of life numbering 8.4 million? How is that the Vedas, which are supposed to be dubious writings of uncivilized Aborigines, contain systematic information on subjects such as yoga, music, meditation, medicine, art, politics, architecture, warfare, and psychology? The advanced system of the Pushpakyan, which would just run on mantras. How could uncivilized Aborigines even know the art of reading and writing, which is much less describing the atom and the atomic energy? How could they give description of the orbits of the planets, their size, the eclipse, astronomy, astrology, the size of the universe? And how could they describe about the Atma, soul, and Paramatma, super soul, and Bhagwan or God? Were these highly learned and honored men all fools who did nothing better than to spend their valuable time reading the writing of uncivilized people called Aborigines during the Vedic times? Or could it be that the Vedas are books of knowledge and originally created by God at the beginning of creation, and that they are preserved and being handed down the Vedic tradition under a parampara system or a disciplic succession? Since many historical narratives mentioned in the Vedas do not match up to our modern day experiences, they have been denounced as hard to believe. While it's true that there are some symbolic stories in the Puranas to teach us lessons, to declare that the whole body of Vedic knowledge is a fairy tale, is a fantasy, or it is a mythology, is not only a big mistake but a blunder. So we need to understand that why does Vedic history sometimes fail to match our present experience? That is because it explains reality beyond our limited realm of understanding. Just as the technology used in the mobile phone may appear mythology to an ignorant villager, the advanced knowledge through subtle sound vibration used by the ancient sages may appear as some fairy tale to the modern man. To duplicate that technology in this Kali Yuga is not possible because of our short lives and unclean habits. What is more important, to see the original Vedas or practice principle contained in the Vedas and get the desired results? If you had to study Einstein's stories or Newton's law of motion, would you go asking for the original papers of Einstein and Newton? Definitely not. Or would you study it under the expert professor in the reputed colleges? Moreover, in a tropical country like India, the leaves that form the paper used to write the Vedas got withered and destroyed over a period of time. Therefore, it may be difficult to get the original copy. Still, the content of the original Vedas has been carefully handed down over generations to thousands of disciples. This was through a chain of disciplic succession of the Parampara system directly beginning from the Supreme Lord Krishna. Just as a ripe mango is carefully handed down by a person from the top branch of a tree to the person standing on the ground below, likewise the Vedas are carefully handed down in disciplic succession of the Parampara system of the sages from the teacher to the students. If you apply the equation by Einstein or Newton and get the same result as they got, then we know that we have the same original theories. In the similar manner, if we practice the principles given in the Vedas and we get the same result of love of God and permanent happiness, then we can be confident that we have access to the original Vedas. So this is how we understand that Vedas are not myth or mythology. It is absolute reality coming down right from God through the sages over a period of time. Thank you very much. This is Dr. Saurabh Chaudhary, your ancient Indian Vedic ambassador. If you like this video, subscribe my channel right now and download my free app from the Google Play Store. Thank you very much.
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna